Welcome, everyone. Can you please be seated? Welcome, everyone. Can you please be seated? Welcome, everyone. Can you please be seated? Allow yourself to be present in the room, in the here and now. Find your stillness. Find the center of yourself, listening to the healing bowls of Jessica. Please take a deep breath and let it out softly. Take another deep breath. And one more. Listen to the water and the bowls. Becoming aware of your own breath. Becoming aware of the community that has entered into this sacred space. Allow yourself to be here in this moment. I am Reverend Becca Thompson, and I welcome you to the honoring of April Lussier. It is my deep, deep honor to be with you and to create this sacred space. I now call upon the directions to come up to stage.
We call to the spirits of air, spirits of east, you who open the gates of the sunrise, you who bring us fresh beginnings, We welcome your winds of change so they sweep away old beliefs that no longer serve us. Bring us a new dawn of understanding, fresh clarity in our thinking and speech. Bless us with inspiration to express ourselves without restraint. Carry our spirits high on your breezes, that we might soar with the eagles. Welcome, air, spirits of the east. Be with us now.
Welcome, air, spirits of the east, be with us now.
We call to the powers of fire, spirits of the south. You who warm us through the hot summer days, you who sparks our strength. We welcome your passionate flames as they bring vitality to all that we do. Kindle in us the sensual, sexual passion to fully express our bodies as divine. Gift us with playful creativity and joyful heart. Let our spirits dance and sing with exuberance around the flames of life. Welcome, fire, spirits of the south. Be with us now.
Welcome, fire, spirits of the south, be with us now.
We call to the powers of water, spirits of the west. Bring your gentle mermaid to swim with us into the depths of our emotions. Support us as we bring into the light that which must be healed. Wash away the tears that we must inevitably weep to become whole. Fill our hearts with love and compassion that flows from an endless river. Mirror our beauty that we might fall in love with our own reflection. Welcome, water, spirits of the west, be with us now.
Welcome, water, spirits of the west, be with us now.
We call to the powers of the earth, spirits of the north, mother to us all, you tirelessly nurture and sustain us. Grace us with ancient wisdom of your sacred ways and enlighten us with your mysteries. Fill us with strength, purpose, and gratitude as we walk our paths. May we remember that we are created in the image of the goddess and thus divine. We hold us safely in your womb cave and the place of all solutions. Welcome, earth, spirits of the north, be with us now.
Welcome, earth, spirits of the north, be with us now.
We call to the powers of the center,
Great spirits of magic and mystery, place of our greatest awareness and silent witness of non-judgment. Weave our circle together in perfect love and trust. Bring your powers of change and transformation as we celebrate our divine spirits, each individual, powerful, and beautiful, each unique and divine. Shine our radiant light that we may remember that we are worthy of our own unconditional love. Welcome, Center, sacred spirit in us all. Be with us now.
Welcome, Center, sacred spirit in us all. Be with us now. So by the air that is your breath, the fire of right spirit, the waters of her living womb, and the earth that is her body, the circle is now cast. Blessed be.
From the deep of your heart, you shine a sweet knowing. From the deep of your heart, you embody goddess ways of knowing, and the earth calls forth the dream of harmony, and the stars sing of the life cycles dancing.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's a white sedan that's about to get towed. I didn't know if anybody here has driven a white sedan, so I want to give an opportunity to move the car.
White car? I mean, if you have a white car, and if you park out on the street, please.
So let us send energy of protection and resolution so that nothing happens to the car, and it is kept with its guardian. And I just invite each of you to hold April in your heart. From the deep of your heart, you shine a sweet knowing, and from the deep of your heart, you embody goddess ways of knowing, of growing, and the earth calls forth the dream of harmony, and the stars sing of the life cycles dancing, 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 dancing. Oh, dancing, our April, you are dancing. Oh, dancing. Moon lights the path. We follow our seeds of hope. We build on the vortex spinning, power, energy, and love. April, you are our clarion call, reaching for justice, defending us all, uplifting the truth to the world, cradling all of us with your ocean heart. Ooh. your song echoes across the land. Air, water, fire, and earth, the directions of the center in the air, call forth our new birth.
What you're witnessing is the living legacy of April Lussier. She is such an amazing being, an advocate, a spiritual warrior for the justice of good. She was involved in so many different circles: the Divine Feminine, the Foundry, PAC, Lechi League, CCL, UCM, CIG. Am I saying that right? I think I am. And she taught us. She was our teacher, our sister, our mother. A couple of weeks ago, we had to let go of her body. And now we're moving her into the realm of the spirit that we can connect to her instantly, gently, kindly. She would not want us to mourn. So we are not doing a memorial service, we're doing an honoring. And in doing so, you're not going to hear an obituary from me of all the amazing things that April is to each of us and to myself, my dear sister. So instead, we're creating a healing hut. Can you feel it? Can you feel the circle surround this sacred space? And in this sacred space, she taught us that as we speak the words from our heart, we are actually speaking to the divine. And that we're witnessing all that we're saying, and we're holding the space. So that's where we're going to go now. The rules of this is that you need a talking stick. I don't have a talking stick, I have a puppy.
If you know April, you know that she studied vortex healing. And in vortex healing, you can put divine doors in objects, and she put a divine door in the puppy. So as you come up, let it be close to your heart and speak the words from your heart, and she will hear them, because we are opening the door to the divine. And there's so many people here that want to honor her. So I'm hoping that we can really pay attention to time. And I have my trusty dusty phone here. I am going to time. No more than 5 minutes. Up to 5 minutes. If we can make it briefer, more people can talk. And we're going to hold this sacred space for about 55 minutes. Do I have everybody's agreement on that? Does that make sense? Wonderful. The other thing that I would like to invite is I have a few stuffed animals here. I have a couple of teddy bears that she put magic in, and an elephant. She gave the very best hugs. So as a person is talking and they leave, if they want, and it's so called to you, please come and get a hug. And then as the person is hugging, we'll bring the next person up. Does that make sense? Cheryl's pointing out that I have some goodies as well. At the end of the ceremony, we're going to give, for those that are called to, come up and get a stone. We'll do that at the end. You can put it in your pocket, you can put it on your altar, you can bury it. It's a remembrance, it's a touchstone. We'll do that at the end. And then also, Sally brought sage from the foundry. Thank you, Sally. I'm not sure where you're at, but oh, there you are, love. I haven't seen you in so long. So good to see you. She brought this. If you'd like to pick up little pieces of sage, or if you would like a sage bundle. I don't think she has enough for everybody, but it's an honoring. And then probably the leaves, there's enough for all. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to demonstrate how this is going to go. And I'm even going to time myself, because you really don't want to hear me go on and on and on about all the amazing things. Let me see, hold on. April, I love you. You're my heartstone, my sister. It's such an honor to be asked to lead everyone across the ravine and create a healing hut that we can leave our grief behind and come forth on the other side with just the sweet memories of all that is and all that she is to me. I resist saying was, because she's still so much in my presence. She's not a was, she's an is. Everything that I know about the divine feminine, she taught me. And she taught me that no matter what, she would be there for me. And I hold that sacred connection deeply. And I'll carry it until the end of my life. April, I love you dearly. And I'm so, so happy that I met you. Oh. That was 1 minute and 36 seconds. Who else would like to come? Please come up now.
April, I want to talk to you too. From the time that we met each other in the early 80s through Tom Gary's CIG church, to the time you studied with me at Seeker's Quest, a topic that few people were interested in then because God was only Father, but you were very interested in the idea of a re-emerging goddess, and with your work with nursing mothers and all the birthing and all the circles you touched, in your Taurus vibration, you carried that forward, and I appreciate that. When my husband Joe died, you were the last person when we blessed his remains to stay with me and to put the healing rose petals in the incense. And I just bless you, sister and friend. I'm glad to have known you, and I look forward to knowing you in the spirit plane. What you came to me and showed was yourself now in front of a huge sunflower with a pink and purple interior, and all the petals were your arms of the many worlds you touched, and Spirit was encouraging you to see it. Blessed be.
Dearest April, I want to thank you for that wonderful feast you set aside for me and the wizard women in our group. I want to thank you so much, my darling. You will always be in my heart in gratitude. We set a place for you, and even though you couldn't be with us, you were there in spirit, and everybody toasted to you, and everybody celebrates you. And that includes Donna, and that includes Rox, and that includes me, myself. I can't even remember all the ladies. All I can remember is you. I've known you, dear April. I've known you for 35 years, ever since my son was born at Tom and Mary's church. Thank you for being a part of my life then, and thank you for being a part of my spirit life now. Thank you for your journey through Vortex Healing and being beside me. And I know you would have been there if you could have been, but you had another appointment. And I will see you later, dear April. I love you. I love you. I celebrate your life. I celebrate your spirit. You are a goddess among goddesses.
It's you, April. And I'm so happy for you, and I know you're in a great place. And I am so grateful for the presence you held here and how you really kept the ancient traditions alive. And we started the Foundry before I was ever a therapist, so I knew her a long time ago, and I always loved you there and how strongly you stood, and just such a strong person, caring for the kids there that was so lost, and being the model of a healthy woman, a woman who stands in her power in a culture that constantly devalues women. So that was very powerful. She was just so solid. And later at the AIDS retreat at the Center for Living with Dying with Reverend Dr. Janet Charles, she was also very strong and loving and gave of herself so much. So I just so appreciate that.
I was confused about what the goddess tradition is, because my understanding is the actual creator doesn't have a gender. And so, but I'm understanding, the more I engage with the Mother Earth, I've tapped into something that I didn't know existed. And I wish I had known more, but I have, through my own studying Native Americans, found, that we have to be in a relationship with Mother Earth as a being and things like that, of course, I never learned. So, and I just hope that, that the circle continues, sending much love, and I hope that I see you when I cross to spirit. Love you.
I won't bring my cane with me, right? So I just want to say we are the rememberers, those that are left behind to remember those that have left us in front. So I know April from the Foundry. From there, I met this beautiful woman and went all the way to her women's circles with the drums. Just an awesome lady. To me, April was about encouraging me, making me stronger, making me stand straight in who I am, and I'm sure she did the same for you. I'm gonna miss her. Love you, April.
Best hugs, right?
Oh, best hugs ever. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
There are so many people here, and we don't all know each other from all of April's different circles. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Carrie Ferraro. I think I met April at the Foundry, but I might have met her in Joanna Silverwich's circle. I can't quite remember. It was a long time ago. My daughter Chrysalis was at the Foundry School, and she is here with us tonight in spirit. She's far away with her little girl in another state. I was with her on a visit when we got the message that April was failing in this life. And we were able to hold each other, and that was a great gift. During those few days, I was constantly thinking about her, and then I suddenly had a memory come flooding back into me, and I had forgotten this. I don't know how I could have forgotten this. In 2005, when I had my first hip replacement, April came to see me in the hospital. She sailed right past the restrictions on visitors, like she does, because she was my clergy. So there she was when I woke up in my hospital bed, and she happened to notice that I was dead white. And before long, I had a blood transfusion going. And I'm pretty sure April got that going for me, and she was there when the blood came back into my face.
So that was a beautiful thing for me to remember about her, that I felt like she saved my life after that surgery. And I don't think I ever told her how much that meant to me. So I'm telling her now, and telling all of you, it was another circle that April traveled in the circle of hospitals and healing and being the priestess to us at those times in our life. So I will always love her, and I will always remember her, and be grateful that she was in my life in so many ways that you're all hearing about. And blessed be all we for knowing her.
I'm Julie. If I haven't met, I know there's some of you I haven't met, and I heard a lot about the Foundry, so I'm guessing that some of you are from there. So I think there's a lot that we can all say about April. The first thing I just want to say is, you bitch for dying on us. I just didn't expect that. I'm pissed about it. I'm pissed. April was the very definition of service. Always there, always in amazing ways that surprised and stunned me, always. I mean, words fail me because her ability to see who we all are and to be there for us. Chris came and got me the day that my partner died. I was at home in bed sick, and she came and said, "You need to go now." And I don't remember really much after that, but she was there a lot. And so, you know, we all have moments where we will never forget those things. When I started attending Goddess group circle, it was a very interesting, unique experience for me the first couple of times, and then I knew I was home. And just feeling all the wonderful support and amazing energy that April put into those gatherings, into the holidays, was just spectacular. I know you all feel the same way if you attended them. And I miss them. I miss April every day. I truly miss her every day. I think about her every day. And I feel really grateful that I was able to experience her gifts and the people that were part of her bigger circles and that brought us into smaller circles.
Hi April, it's Katie. I haven't seen you in a while, but I feel connected to you. Thank you. I'm not this short. Thank you for healing me by teaching me about the divine feminine, because men were not to trust, and I needed to have a goddess, I needed to see the divine in me by seeing a goddess. And you taught me to trust again, and to trust in the sisterhood, and to trust myself. Thank you for teaching me words like juicy and sweetness in relation to spirituality. And I am taking with me the image of you sitting in circle with your wild red hair. Then you wind it and twist it and stick it up on top of your head, and you're sweating a little bit, and you're singing. And you're teaching us to sing with you and sing together. Thank you.
Thank you. Family is something very interesting, right? We have the family that we come from and the chosen family. So April has been my chosen sister, as many other sisters, but April was the first friend and the first woman I met when I came to live in the States. I lived in Los Gatos, and we met through the independent study for my son, and her son was there in Loma Prieta. And then my son needed to have more independent study, so I went to the foundry, where, thank God, I was sent to, and I knew I was at the right place. When I saw April on the front desk, I said, I'm at the right place. And that was the beginning of knowing all these wonderful women, all the other circles. It was through April, CCL, Women Group, Vortex Healing, so many other people I know through April. So April is the sister that I don't have. It's the chosen sister that my sister lived in Argentina, so I felt at home with her. And I will miss, because April is the one that translated for me from English to English. When people didn't understand my accent, it was April. So Gracie is trying to say this and that. So my name is Graciela, but everybody knows me as Gracie. So we spend time at the foundry and circle here, circle there. I'm grateful for all the women's retreats and learning about me, who I was and what I can offer. And she taught me about service and community and unconditional love. So one thing that I will miss from April is her physical presence, but I know that I know I can connect with her. I have that, we have that, and that lasts forever. So I'm eternally grateful to everyone through April, and sometimes I can't just make my mind that she's just not physically here, but I had the honor to be a good friend and to have her in my life for very long in the physical form. So I just say goodbye until we meet again. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again, dear April.
My name is Sally, and April, I know you're seeing us. You're here. When I first heard that you were passing on to the spirit world, to your next assignment, the first thing I did was look at the little fairy house that we made at one of your solstice celebrations. And also a collage that I made at one of your retreats. When we first met, April, I think you sensed that I was going through a lot. And there was never judgment, only support. Only support and love, unconditional love. It was a beautiful thing how you encouraged, no matter who it was, you were encouraged. You encouraged me to show up at the PAC meetings. So I would go to the PAC meetings, and you encouraged me to be a board member, so I did that. I volunteered with the organization there, with the events that they had regarding justice for the people. And I love your fire attitude and how you would just announce how women are the creators. Women are the creators, and they have the power. I always remember that, have it in my heart, and now even more inspired to move forward. You encouraged me to be part of the run, I did that, and whatever it was that I had a question about, just had something positive to say, always something positive. And not just me, I saw that in the students, how when the women were on their moon, you would have a little basket so that they could comfort themselves. And you comforted them too. I love you, April. Thank you for being there.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Bernardi. I've been drawing and painting this picture of April ever since I heard, and I started writing. I did this big piece of soft pastels, and I started writing all of these pieces of who she was in my life and in the world, all around it, just these notes, trying to capture all of these flashes. And here we go. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I met April at the Foundry. I was a student there, and they usually ask parents to come at least once to parents group. And my mother couldn't sit in the room. She couldn't sit in circles. She couldn't be present, and she was so angry and struggling so hard. And April went and sat with her in the garden. Like, just held space with her, didn't try to fix it or explain it or anything else, just sat with her and held space with her exactly where she was. And I think about all of the ways that she taught me how to walk in the world, and that you can lead from a place of softness, that my femininity and my softness is not, doesn't take away from my strength. It's part of it. And, you know, I went to a women's circle I live in Oregon now, and I went to this women's circle right before the world shut down. And they were going around and everybody was asking, you know, is this your first women's circle or whatever? And I was thinking about it. I was like, I've been doing women's circles for 20 years. Not that old. You know, I got to go up on the mountain with this woman for, you know, like twice a year on every equinox for 13 years. And she taught me in so many ways, and I'm so grateful for the spaces that she created for all of us. And I'm so, all of the circles and all of the safety and all of the kindness and ferociousness. Like, she's so powerful. I just remember sitting in the yurt and her, like, I'm having power surge, you know? And I started, you know, I put on old circle chants and been drawing and just talking with her, you know. She's really close on the other side, you know, I could feel that. And I'm so much of the woman I am today is because of the women in my life, so many of whom are in this room, who held space and showed so much love and compassion through their own vulnerabilities and through their own strengths and their struggles, and sharing that with one another. And I'm so grateful to all of you and to April for holding those spaces for so many people, and for being one of the mothers in my life when I didn't have that. And, you know, now I'm learning how to better mother myself, you know, and through that I've gotten to build a relationship with my mother that I never thought was possible. And so thank you, April, for everything and for all that you continue to do for all of us.
We probably have time for maybe one or two more.
My name is Hardy. My wife Prana was in the women's circle in April. I wanted just to mention about two very exceptional memories I have with April. The main one is my wife went through a major accident that ended up with surgery and infection, and ended up losing part of her leg, and it was very traumatic. And she had infection, and I wasn't sure how things were going to turn out. So after her last surgery, where she lost a part of her leg, they weren't sure if the infection is there or not, and I was just worried sick about it. And I was in touch with April on and off, and I just wasn't able to sleep at night and worrying what could happen to Prana. And so I remember texting her like 11 o'clock at night, and then we went back and forth, we talked for a while, and then in her text, she comes up and tells me, I have looked in her, she's okay. And that just made all the difference in the world for me. So I was able to go on after that. It was a real turning point, and she's been okay since then. So thank you, April, for that. And then we had her do some healing work on my life from remote and, doing energy work and healing work, and that made it all even better. So the last big memories, I just ran into her at the Trader Joe's a couple of years ago. I just had a talk, and then she started crying. I got a big hug from her, and I then felt I was so connected with her. She was having a hard time that day, and we were able to just meet, and that just felt so special to have a friend like that. So thank you, April.
I want to thank April for the creation of this circle here today and how we're all within this healing, loving energy. And I will forever hear April in my head where she has this little giggle and this little laugh, and out comes Blessed Be.
It seems like a good place to end that portion. And yet, we're not complete, actually. The invitation is to stay and make sure that you have something to eat, that you're never hungry, and to have something to drink so you never are thirsty. And there's one more invitation, if you're so called, to honor her healing work, which is to close your eyes if you're so inclined. And I'm going to invite you to give your grief, your loss, your angst, your upset, everything that you're feeling that is not content. And I want you to bring it up towards me, and I'm going to create a big bubble. And I'm going to take it from you, and we're going to send it up to Kali. So go ahead, and we're going to bubble up, 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 and out your grief, your loss, your upset. Go ahead and give it to me. I'm strong enough to take it. Go ahead. Allow me to have it. Go ahead. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. If you're so called, please send it my way. Send it my way. Don't worry about it. I've got it. I've got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Allow it to come my way. I'm bubbling it up. Bubbling it up. Bubbling it up. Up, up, up. I'm going to bubble it up. There we go. Go ahead. Keep giving it. Keep giving it. Deep, deep, deep. Known and unknown in all bodies. The physical body, the emotional body, the mental body. The physical body, yes. Give me all your angst. Where it's buried, where it's hidden. Go ahead. Give it to me. That's right. That's right, the vibrational body. There we go, there we go. All the known and unknown angst that you might be carrying, the loss, the grief. Go ahead, go ahead. This bubble is now mine. I am separating you from this bubble, and I'm sending it up to Kali. I'm going to ask the archangels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Shamuel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Uriel, to bless all those that are in this circle and all those that were not able to make it. Please bring blessings, comfort, and peace. And so it is. May the singers come up now.
You still want me past there, right? You want me to come up? Come from here. Or did you want me to press C then? Well, you won't get it right now. Yeah. Okay. You are first.
Glasses.
Those glasses.
El Malek Rachamim Shochem Amromim Hametzei Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei Hashechina Emamalo Kedoshim Utorim Kezohar Harakia Mazhirim Et Nishmat April Bat Alice George Vaisha Shel Ikli Vaima Shel Brandon Vakayo Shechal Leolama Vegan Eden Techemenu Tachta Ana Ba'al Harachamim Hasiterecha V'seter Kan Nafecha Leolamim Utzror Betzror Chachayim Et Nishmata Adonai Hu Nachalta B'na B'tanuva B'shalom Al Mishkavaha B'nomar Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant perfect peace in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure who shine with the splendor of the firmament to the soul of our dear April, daughter of Alice and George, wife of Lee, mother of Brandon and Kyle, who is gone to her eternal home. Master of mercy, remember all her worthy deeds in the land of the living. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. The Lord is her portion. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. Amen.
Peace be with you. Ministering angels, messengers of the Most High, messengers of the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He. Thank you.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch
And the directions, gentlemen?
We brought her all the way from Lussier.
Starting here, right at the center.
We call to the powers of the center, great spirits of magic and mystery, place of our greatest awareness. Whoops. Great spirits of the center. We thank you for the magic of this night, for weaving our circle together with trust and love. Through you, we recognize our uniqueness and sacred enlightenment. Through your presence, we see the goddess within each of us. Thank you, sacred powers of the center. We release you with heartfelt gratitude. Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be, center.
Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be. Great spirits of the North, we thank you for your grounding and nurturing, for the sense of deep purpose you have brought us here tonight. You're continuously reminding us that we are a part of you. We are grateful for the warm and safe, womb-like cave you cradle us in. Thank you, sacred powers of the earth. We release you with heartfelt gratitude. Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be North. Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be North.
Great spirits of the West, thank you for supporting our cleansing process. We have released that which no longer serves us through our powerful tears. Your overflowing compassion has blessed our circle. Through your mirror, we have discovered our divine reflection and true beauty. Thank you, sacred powers of the water. We release you with heartfelt gratitude. Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be West.
Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be West.
Great spirits of the South, your warmth has protected us and your heat has transformed us. We are stronger and empowered by your presence. You show us how to honor our own passionate nature. Through your playful dance, we connect deeper to our vitality. Thank you, sacred powers of the fire. We release you with heartfelt gratitude. Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be South.
Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be South.
Great spirits of the air, through your fresh beginnings, we are reborn with clarity and vision. Thank you for your winds of change that swept away our old beliefs. Your inspiration has brought us the gift of new possibilities. Our spirits fly high with a clearer understanding of peace and joy. Thank you, sacred powers of the air. We release you with heartfelt gratitude. Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be East.
Stay if you will, go if you must. Farewell and blessed be East.
So by the spirit that is your breath, the fire of her bright spirit, the waters of her living womb, and birthdays for fun. This circle is now open, but may it be unbroken. And may the peace of the goddess be forever in our hearts. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Peace of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. May the circle be open, but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. May the circle be open, but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Merry meet
Please remember to eat so you're never hungry, and drink so you're never thirsty. There's a touchstone here that you can pick up to hold and put in your pocket. There's sage and honorings. That is so much our dear April. Thank you for coming. Oh.